Welcome to the Pineapple Pin Up the Hot Wife Life podcast. On today's podcast, I'm going to talk about, we're going to do a little time traveling. We're going to go back to August of 2023. I'm going to take you back to August of 2023. We were invited to a back to school party up north, and we were going, and my husband had an idea. But I'm going to read to you directly what I wrote in FetLife, and then I'll discuss the whole thing. Pre-game, back to school party. It was a rough week of craving, constant need to be filled, constant ache in my cunt and my tits, the constant flow of moisture in my panties. It was getting to be too much. The extended period of time in the morning with my wand wasn't tempering the need. It was hanging around like humidity, weighing on everything I did. It was getting close to the weekend, and my husband had a surprise. Before we go to the party, we pregame, find a couple of old friends that I've enjoyed in the past, get there and see if we could have some fun before the party in case we had to leave the party early. I agreed wholeheartedly, except it wasn't my heart that was agreeing. That heartless slut hole in my pants was catcalling in agreement. So off we went to find some friends that like to play in the wetlands and find my deepest treasure, turn it into liquid, and have it spill onto yet another ruined mattress. Shout out to the family of hotels for always having a bed for me to destroy. It was a casual meet, a little sucking, a lot of fucking. My first friend who was there has the girth that makes a girl go, ah, 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 I'm coming. The kind of dick that will not fit in your throat no matter how determined you are to swallow it. A classic case of small hole, huge peg. He fucked me while gripping my ankles, and then squeeze was making me wild. It was like he was cuffing me with his hands, keeping me from moving except where that dick wanted me to be. He was looking for all the angles that gave his cock the best slide and grip. The angle that kept him on the edge of bliss that he was sending me over time and time again. As a girl, the greatest gift I have is the exchange for all the pain we suffer is the multiple orgasms. I'm not a hard sell. With regard to coming, I enjoy it. I cannot stop it, and all it takes is the right amount of pleasure applied to my G-spot to make it swell so that it's getting constantly pressured by the slide of a cock, and I am a spigot. After several orgasms, his life intruded and he had to get to work. But we have more friends. Lucky us. My next friend showed up with his dick was long and pounding the very depths of my pussy, pounding me like I owed him money, beating my depths only for me to come like a whore. It was nice to feel that cock that cock plundering. Of course, for all of you who know me, I sucked his dick too. I feel like there's no better way to get things started than with a friendly mouth hug, a little lick, and a kiss to get everyone wet. So the pregame was over and it was time to get dressed. Something in keeping with the theme. I looked street legal with my plaid skirt, vest, and tie, with my saddle shoes and pigtails. It's back to school, and I'm dressed like a brat, so it's the character I embrace. I guess you could call the next party Brat to School Party. Stay tuned. I remember that so well. It was awesome. My friends, it was okay. So what we did when we pre-gamed was we took photos, we took videos, and of course, my husband, being the greedy little Gus he is, started posting the photos immediately. So when we went over to the party, we were greeted with a, Pregame, huh? It I'm not ever sure where something like that is coming from. I'm not sure if it's jealousy because of the fact that we had fun outside of the fun that we were supposed to have with them, or if it is something else, if it is, actual happiness for someone, or I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that it makes me feel awkward when people talk about things that I did without them. I don't know if it's my own FOMO where I'm concerned that I missed out on something that was amazing and wanted to be there. I'm not sure if that's it or if it's something else. If it's just if I'm catching an edge in their voice or and it may be completely innocuous. It may be nothing. It may be just like, "Damn, girl, I saw you." But it feels very intrusive? I don't know if that's the right word. It feels very stalkery. It feels very, "I know what you did last summer." It it's there's something about it that just makes me a little, "Oop," nutty. But oh my goodness, the sex was freaking awesome, though. It was so good. It made the fact that showing up at the party and having that awkward moment so incredibly worth it. Um, both of the guys that I met with, man, they warmed me up in such a way that the rest of my night was just buzz, 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 buzz. Everything was a turn on. Everything was a spring shower. Everything was a like wanna come fuck me. It was all so very, 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 very good. And that is the kind of experience that my husband really wants for me. Something that is electrifying to every single one of my senses. And I really, really did enjoy the pregame as much as I did the party. Probably more so because the pregame was a little bit more, let's be honest, it was a little bit more me focused. Um, but I've also come to terms with the fact that I don't have to be the center of attention at these parties. It's not the reason that I'm there. The reason that I'm there is the full vibe, the full um excitement, the idea of new play, the idea of old play, the idea of rediscovering new and fun depths that are possible. And the pregame gave me a good base, so I didn't walk in feeling like a hungry tiger. Because I'm really sorry to keep harping on this subject, but there is something about a woman's body as she reaches my age, as she reaches like late 30s, moving in, and I mean, I am just to shout out exactly what is going on here. I'm going to be 50 in a couple of months. So the fact that I still have craving like that is so awesome. It gives me great hope for the next decade of my life. And I love it. I love the idea of walking into a party, being my age, and being able to outfuck, like, just, I'm sorry. I want to take dick down. I want to take it down. I want to make every dick in that room come. I don't know if it is my vagina is competitive or what, but I get to come so many times. It only seems fair that I give that gift to as many people as I can, right? I get to come. I mean, I could not even tell you how many times I can come in a session like that. In that pregame, probably had over a dozen orgasms. I am not a hard sell, and my body makes it very, very known that we are going to have a slip and slide wet time. It is like, I can't even describe it. I don't even know why I'm trying to put this into words. So, pregame was so amazing. It was, oh, of my Spanish friend who he holds my ankles and moves my legs where he wants them and uses them as not only handles for controlling the activity, but also as a way of showing me he's in control, as a way of dominating my movements in a way that makes me submissive, and submissive in a way that is so satisfying to my soul, so satisfying to my play, so undercurrent to my orgasms, so vital to the next. s- it's uh, I can't even put it into words. It's really fucking hot. It's something that plays my mind, plays my pussy, plays my soul. And I cannot get enough of it. When he holds on to my ankles, I just want to submit, and it is fantastic. Huh. Additionally, I love the activity, the he's not supposed to be here right now. He's supposed to be somewhere else, but he is clandestine, taking a minute away from where he's supposed to be here, servicing my pussy and letting my pussy service his dick, because it is a very, very cohesive, cooperative, very, 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 very satisfying snap, very, very click into place kind of feeling. And for those moments, you're nowhere else but in that hotel room, destroying a bed, destroying a, for moments in time, creating such pleasure that only exists in this room in this time and cannot be, it can't be recaptured or redone. It's never going to be the same again. And it is all so very present in the moment, and everything your mental health needs. You're awash with orgasm hormones and happiness and all of those dirty little secrets that make you shiver. And when you think back on them, They give you that delight, that, I remember, and that craving to feel something that, mm, delicious again. I'm a fan of the pregame, and what I really think I need to do is more of this writing, more of this capturing a moment, creating a time capsule where I can go back and I can remember how his cock felt ramming into my depths, how his hand felt on my neck, squeezing it just ever so softly, how his fingers felt gripping my nipples, rubbing against my nipple piercing, making my entire vagina hug him back in happiness. I want to create more time capsules like that, more chances for me to step back into the moment and give other people the opportunity to follow me in, give other people the opportunity to read those words and feel that feeling, that delicious, delightful, because I can't feel it from his side ever. I will never know what it feels to have your cock slide deep into a wet, soft pocket of flesh. I will never know that because I will always be the receptor and not the deliverer in that instance. And so having someone mirror neuron his role in that activity through my words gives me the opportunity to give and not just receive. Yep, I really think that I need to write more. I think that's the consensus I've just come to. So I had a couple reach out to me, M&K, and they were talking about the fact that they fantasize a lot about the lifestyle, but haven't really taken the next steps. Taken They're not there yet. They're not ready yet. And there were some questions about how do we go about, how do we do, how would we, So I want to take just a minute and talk about the different ways that I have recently spoken. Like, I speak to a lot of people about their experiences in the lifestyle because I find it fascinating. I find it very interesting how people lifestyle. I was at a party recently and I sat down on a couch next to my friend Doll. Doll is lovely. She is gorgeous. She is, and she's cute and she's funny and she's all these things. And I was asking her about her relationship in this space, about she's married and her partner is very BDSM oriented. She is more play party oriented, more lifestyle, more exchange partners. oriented. And I asked her how that works. And she told me that when they first started, they tried playing together and then discovered that that was not their dynamic. He visits a very specific club in the area, and that is his space. Occasionally, she will go with him for scening, but she doesn't go with him as often as he goes. They very much play separately. They very much play in different spaces. They very much explore their kinks independently. Then I sat down next to another gentleman, and he told me a similar story. Um, A and his wife had gone to play parties and had played together, and she did not want to see that, didn't want to hear about that from his angle. She wanted him to do what he wanted to do, and she wanted to go and do what she wanted to do, but she did not want to cross-pollinate their play. She wanted it to be separate and, honest upfront, telling, "I'm gonna go to this party," but not tell the details, not be part of the kink, not be part of the play, not recreate the play, not discuss the play, but be honest about going to play. He is a frequent party attendee. He mentioned that she had not been to a party in probably over a year. And but it's all the same rules still. And he has absolutely no problem if she goes out and finds a party and goes and plays. So that's kind of something I've been collecting more and more. Individuals who are in the lifestyle at different stages and with different rules to their relationship. I think that every relationship is so individual. Every relationship is so about the two people in it. And no matter what you decide to do in the lifestyle, so long as it is agreed to by the marriage, by the couple, by the relationship, as long as you guys have discussed it out and made it um, agreeable to both parties. My husband and I could never really. I mean, I've played independent of my husband, sort of. Like, the first time I ever played was in a hotel room by myself. And since then, we've sort of come to the conclusion that it's better when he is there in some capacity. Um, he Whenever I have been on a solo journey, um, whenever he and whenever I've gone and done like a hotel date without him, it's always been sending him recordings, sending him pictures, sending him text messages all throughout. Um, because that was another way in which we were keeping the kink in our relationship spicy. Since then, I haven't really done a lot of hotel dates since we started bringing the specific bowls to my home. And if anything in the future happens where my home is no longer a safe space for me to play, I will probably have to go back to hotel parties or back to hotel meets. And that's going to be rough, but okay. Rough, but okay. Um, my husband is always welcome at my play. Always. There's never been a time when I've asked him not to come. But having my husband watch from the stairs outside my bedroom, filming through the door, is beyond anything I can explain, um, erotic. It is so incredibly it's voyeuristic. It feels like you're being watched, and I know that, like, it's so strange how something so, like, in any other scenario might be creepy, but in this scenario, it's hot. I just I don't know how to explain it. How I don't understand how your mind takes moments and changes them from stalkery to erotic. I don't know. I don't wanna delve into that right now because I'd rather just enjoy it. I'd rather not unravel the pieces. I'd rather take that and say, "Yeah, I like it. This is what I want." My husband and I are very much the kind of couple that needs to play together, that needs to I need him to watch me having the pleasure that I'm having. I need him to feel the pleasure that I'm having in this moment and then again and again and again through watching the recordings. I need that for our relationship because that is why we do this. My husband and I are very, very into the dual side of the coin. My pleasure, his denial, my overt, over the top multitudes of pleasure and his overt, over the top multiple denial of pleasure while he waits for me to get done so he can have his turn. That is very much part of our dynamic. And I love that. I love that no one way is the right way to be within the lifestyle. Your couple, okay, and I tried to explain this to M and K in a way that I felt was um, poetic. Um, there are some barriers moralistically to play. And I understand that. I understand that. Very religious background. I understand exactly where that was where that moral compass came from. Um, this I don't know, but this model didn't come with a moral compass, I don't think. I'm just kidding. Just anyway, so her stumbling block is that a marriage is between this man and this woman. And I agreed. Her marriage is between that man and that woman. 100%. That is her marriage. And The lifestyle is like shopping at Adam and Eve. It's finding a toy to play with. And please do not ever take offense to that. That is not a bad thing to be. That is not a bad thing to be. You don't have to cultivate a relationship where we have to talk about who left the dirty dishes in the sink. We don't have to cultivate a relationship where we have to argue over how the water bill didn't get paid or who forgot to pick up the mail. It doesn't have to. Being a toy means you get to come in and experience all of the pleasure without any of my bullshit. Unlike my husband, who signed up for the pleasure, the bullshit, the dishes, the laundry, the children, there's a long list of things that he signed up for that a toy never has to go into, never has to get deep on, never has to bare his soul about. And I'm so grateful because toys make you happy, okay? And that's all we're looking for is a little bit of happiness inside of a pretty great relationship. And to bring somebody that kind of joy is without a doubt freaking awesome. So, being that spice, that toy, that added extra does not do anything to change the marriage, the partnership, the life, the long, long life where everything is the minutia, where like so much of your life is the minutia of day to day getting through. This is time out from that. This is fantasy land. And I personally think that it adds so much to my marriage, so much to that partnership. It gives us so much honesty and connection. It gives us so much intimacy. It gives us so many things that are the two of us share, the two of us talk about, the two of us revisit, rehash, reconnect over. And it fills my husband with so much pleasure. I get pleasure, he gets pleasure, and we get stronger as a couple. Now, time out 1 second. I know this is not the life for everyone. I know that. And I would never say it is. But if you are falling, leaning, edging towards this, take a minute to explore it. And I'm not talking about explore it vaginally. I'm talking about exploring it voyeuristically. Go to a party, go to a club, find a way to feel what the atmosphere is about. If it's for you, it will speak to you. And it will be something where you can know, you can see everything and know if it's for you. And if it's not for you, believe me, I get it. And I'm not ever going to take that away. So explore it. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Pineapple Pinup Hot Wife Life podcast. I am extraordinarily grateful to have each and every one of you as a listener. I am so incredibly grateful that this podcast is reaching people who want to hear it. And if you have questions, if you have topics you'd like me to go over, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My Gmail is pineapplepinuppod@gmail.com. My Instagram is in the description of the show. Don't hesitate to reach out. I am always interested in hearing back from my listeners. I am grateful that you listen, and I really hope that you're getting something from it.